Good day, viewers. I'm Statista OECD reporting for TICAE 2025, and today's headline explores one of the world's most urgent environmental challenges: the price of progress, global waste and pollution. As human development accelerates, the cost we pay for modern comfort is becoming increasingly visible in our air, our oceans, and our communities. To begin, around the world, the scale of waste has reached historic levels. Recent environmental reports reveal that the world now produces around 415 million tons of plastic every year. Yet, according to Statista and Global Plastic Outlook, less than 10% of this plastic is recycled. This means that over 90% of global plastic comes from virgin fossil fuels, and nearly all of it eventually becomes waste. A 2024 global review reported by The Guardian shows that 66 million tons of single-use and packaging plastic enter the environment annually, polluting river, poisoning marine life, and breaking down into microplastics found in the air we breathe and the food we eat. This global crisis sets the stage for an even more urgent concern much closer to home. Here in Indonesia, the situation is especially alarming. As one of the Southeast Asia's fastest-growing economies, Indonesia faces serious environmental consequences from rapid industrial and consumer activity. According to the World Bank, Indonesia generates about 7.8 million tons of plastic every year, and from this amount, 4.9 million tons are mismanaged, burned openly, dumped in the river, or left uncollected. In addition, 346,000 tons of plastic leak into the ocean each year, making Indonesia one of the biggest contributors to marine plastic pollution. The Ministry of Environment and Forestry further reports that Indonesia produced 34.2 million tons of total waste in 2024, with plastic making up nearly 20% of that volume. These numbers reflect more than statistics. They represent real threats to public health, ecosystem, and the nation's economy. But plastic is only part of the problem. Beneath surface, industrial waste represents an even more hidden danger. Across to the country, factories release chemicals into major rivers, including the Citarum, who once labeled the most polluted river in the world. Toxic discharge from textile, metal, and pharmaceutical industries contaminates drinking water and endangers millions of people living along riverbanks. Communities near industrial zones often experience respiratory problems, skin disease, and long-term health risks. This is the human cost of progress, where those who benefit at least often suffer the most. At the same time, consumer habits contribute to a multinational challenge: the increasing use of single-use plastics. The rise of online shopping and the popularity of fast fashion have significantly accelerated waste productions. Indonesia recycling rate estimated at below 15% means that most waste ends up in illegal dump sites or waterways. Coastal areas such as Bali and Java frequently face seasonal plastic waves, where tons of waste goes ashore, disrupting tourism and harming marine ecosystem. Meanwhile, thousands of tons of microplastic have now been detected in Indonesia's seafood, creating growing risks to human health. Yet pollution does not impact all communities equally. Multiple environmental health studies highlight that low-income and rural areas have the less access of waste collection services. Dear viewers, many villages still rely on the open burning and releasing toxic fumes into the air. Children are particularly vulnerable with increasing rates of asthma and respiratory disease. While major corporations and urban centers generate the most waste, smaller communities bear the heaviest burden. This ambulance raises critical questions of fairness, responsibility, and environmental justice. Even so, there is hope and meaningful action in underway. Indonesia is committed to reducing marine plastic waste by up to 70% in 2029, supported by the national regulation and international collaborations. Cities like Bali and Surabaya have introduced plastic bag banks, waste banks, and large-scale recycling initiatives. Across the country, communities, NGOs, and youth movements continually clean up programs and environmental awareness campaigns. These collection efforts prove that progress is possible, but only if we act with urgency, discipline, and unity. Ladies and gentlemen, the price of progress is high, but it does not have to cost our future. From global industries to local households, every decision matters. Protecting the environment is not just a responsibility, it is a legacy we must safeguard for the next generation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Statista OECD reporting for TICAE 2025. Thank you for watching and see you in the next broadcast.